Hey guys, what's up? Sorry I haven't put up any videos in a while. It's been kind of crazy. And thank you to my two subscribers. You guys are awesome. You really are. And I saw recently I did the Joker video on his whole Suicide Squad picture. Really was digging that. I like how a couple of the movies are branching out into like new areas with these specific characters and not just like copying what's been done in the comics. It's actually kind of cool. I like it. But some things I really don't like. Yeah, I don't know how Batman Superman's gonna be. But the cool thing is this. So yeah, that's everybody. We got Killer Croc, Will Smith, Deadshot. You see Harley in between Harley and the very Ring-esque looking woman is Rick Flag. He's the leader of the Suicide Squad, and you got Captain Boomerang wearing his trademark blue. But look who's kneeling in front of who I believe is Enchantress. Do you know who that is? No, not a lot of people do. It's Katana. Now you see, Katana is actually one of my favorite superheroes. I'm hugely big into the Outsiders, which was a superhero team that Batman came up with to go into other countries and deal out justice to people that the Justice League wouldn't touch. You know, because of diplomatic immunity, stuff like that. It was actually really dope. And I really like this version as opposed to this version. Now, you're kind of probably like, oh, why? I don't get that. Well, that's because I kind of like. Katana's one of my favorite heroes. You know, there aren't actually many superheroes who are ethnically diverse. Yeah, there you go. That's a good word. And the cool thing was, she kind of started off like this. You know, Asian woman owned this cool bookstore. Oh my god, has magical swords. And she dealt out justice to people. Now, Katana has a really crazy backstory that I will most likely get into a second. Because since DC Comics is kind of going into new and edgier realms, she makes perfect sense. You see, let me cut to what she looks like now. Yeah. I don't know about the full body armor. But you see, the thing about Katana is her husband was in the Yakuza. He was in the mob. She was married to the mob. And she had kids, a lovely daughter and son. Her stepbrother. Stepbrother? No, brother in law. Man, I'm terrible. Her brother in law wanted a little bit more power, wanted a little bit more leeway. Her husband didn't want it. So, at some point in time, her brother was like, okay, fine, forget you. And he took this sword, which is known as the Soul Taker katana. And he proceeded to attack her husband and her children while she was out. He killed all three of them with the Soul Taker. You see, the Soul Taker actually does take souls. So, somewhere in the sword that she now wields are the souls of her son, daughter, and husband. Well, you see, she knew what went down, and she came after her brother in law, killed him with the sword, took it, and then she decided to deal out justice. Katana's one of the few superheroes who actually will kill somebody in the DC universe. Did she go out of her way to do it? No, but she'd do it. And I knew that they were going more towards armor because her last costume that I really remember was this. Like, yeah, look at that. Just look at how beautiful it is. I really like it. I think it's kind of streamlined. It's samurai-esque. It still keeps her red and yellow colors, which she started off with. And I think it's really pretty dope. This is the last costume I remember her wearing. I think she did have one with shorter hair, though. But yeah, that's old Katana and that's new Katana, as like dangerous as she seems. But the thing about her that always like drew my attention was that she was someone who would go after the bad guys. She'd go fight somebody. I remember she almost snuck up on Deathstroke and cut him in half, which was pretty dope. She didn't think about it. She would have killed Deathstroke if she had the chance, but she didn't. But she didn't get la la. She wasn't able to, but she would have if she could have. So this idea was kind of like moved into her being more like the Punisher, which I'm kind of like not feeling, because what I could always remember about her from The Outsiders was she always cared about her people. She was really tough. She could do the hard things, but she was still a mother to the rest of the team, which I thought was really cool. You know, she's this really, really strong, powerful woman who avenged her family and killed a couple people, actually, a lot of people in the process. But she was still this motherly figure. That was really dope. And with this picture, I'm really hoping that it's that type of Katana again. I mean, what I could honestly assume happened now that she's a member of this team is that she killed her brother-in-law after he killed her family. And instead of going the vigilante route, she probably got caught, went to jail. And now she's going to fight for Amanda Waller for the Suicide Squad in destroying evil, destroying those people who need to be dealt with, because that's her mission now as the wielder of the Soul Taker. And I super love this costume. It has the samurai, I guess you could say eye plate, but it doesn't have the armor that I thought was kind of like bad, the shoulder pauldrons, all the other stuff. She's got two symbols that represent her country. She always had like a little representation. And she's got the sword, she's got some nice boots, she's got the red on, and she has a jacket. Form fitting, it works. It's not like armor that she might find, difficult to move in, and sometimes it's pretty dope. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's pretty much it. I guess you could say that's the story. That's what I'm feeling about the Suicide Squad. I love Katana. I'm happy she's back. And tell me what you think. I'm JBIllusion. Peace, everybody.